Hello, everybody. So today, this video is just going to be a brief overview of how our class is changing. I don't have all the assignments up yet, but there will be a following video kind of explaining the specifics of each assignment and what your expectations are now that our class is online. I basically cut down a lot of the assignments that I had planned on doing, and I've also cut out the last two projects. So the last two projects are going to be an infographic, which is basically like a visual representation of your research argument. We are no longer doing that. The other one is going to be a reflective essay. I may have some sort of reflective assignment that might just be like extra credit for the end of the semester. But at this time, I don't really want you guys to worry about that either. So our last project of the semester is going to be project 3C, which is our research argumentative essay. That's the assignment we started before this all happened, before spring break, and all of you guys have gotten a pretty good start on that, and I know most of your topics already, so I think we'll do okay moving forward with this assignment. Likewise, I've cut out, as I said, a number of homework assignments and then also a number of reading assignments. So basically, I'm going to go step by step through the updated grading contract first. Then I'm going to go over this module here, how I plan to organize our modules for the rest of the semester, and then kind of go over tips that I have for you guys working in this online environment. So the updated grading contract, you can click on it here, and this reflects the updates that I've made now that we are basically an online class. So there's a link to the updated document, which I'm going to use to kind of look through, but all the same materials are right underneath it as well. Excuse me, I'm keeping track of my time spent while we're kind of going through this crazy new schedule. So, okay. So the first paragraph is basically the same. All the basic requirements will still have you end up with a B. If you go above and beyond, same thing, you'll end up with a higher grade. If you were already going above and beyond before this all happened, basically your grade will be heavily weighted based on what happened before we were moved to all online classes. So if your project grades were close to an A before we went into online, your final grade will most likely be close to an A or A minus, depending on some of the stuff that you do to the end of the semester. But I'm weighting everything that happened before spring break a lot heavier than I am going to be from now to the end of the semester. So basically, first thing is like attendance. Obviously, we're not going to have attendance policy anymore. So if you have not missed 5 classes before spring break, you don't have to worry about attendance anymore. I don't think anybody in our class had 5 absences at this point. So that's pretty much, you don't have to worry about that part of the grading contract. Okay, so meet the due dates and rating criteria for all major assignments and projects. Keep track of your project grades here. So we've already done projects 3A and 3B. So those 2 grades will be weighted more heavily than project 3C. However, we are still going to go ahead with finishing project 3C. And as I said, project 3D, the infographic, and project 4, the reflective essay, we are no longer doing in this class, or they at least will no longer be required. Okay, so moving on. Participate in all in-class exercises and activities when present. Obviously, we're not going to have any quote-unquote in-class activities or assignments anymore. I am going to have a number of homework assignments, but I'm going to explain kind of how I'm going to do those in this section. So basically, we have completed already 5 homework assignments before spring break and before we moved online. So those will be, once again, more heavily graded than the 5 remaining homework assignments. So receive a complete grade on 4 out of 5 pre-online homework assignments 1 through 5. That will be weighted a little bit more heavily. And then receive a complete grade on 2 online homework assignments. So there are 5 online homework assignments left. You only have to choose 2 of them to do, and that's like the minimum requirement. So I kind of broke them up into 2 sections. One is homework assignment 6 and 7, so you have to choose one assignment between 6 and 7. So homework assignment 6 was originally the detailed, what am I trying to say? The detailed outline for your research paper. So that's going to be a more detailed version of the outline you already started in terms of like what your topics are going to be. This outline is going to have specific evidence, specific quotes you want to use, your claims, reasons, and warrants. So basically everything that you're going to put in your essay, just like not in paragraph form, it's just in bullet points. Okay, but you still have all the materials that you're going to put in your research essay. Or you can choose to do a rough draft. So I'm going to go over those two, as I said, in a different video in terms of the specific requirements for those assignments. But one of your homework assignments you're required to complete before the end of the semester will be choosing between homework assignment 6 and homework assignment 7. You don't need to do both. You can do both if you would like to get like additional feedback, or if that's just how you like to work in terms of organizing your paper. The next group of assignments you need to choose one from are homework assignments 8, 9, and 10. These will all kind of be dealing with other scaffolding or support for writing your essay, and they're going to be kind of like choose your own adventure kind of thing. So if you know you really like getting feedback from your professor, or you have really specific questions you want to ask me, one of the options will be to send me an email with a couple of questions about your essay. And then the other two will be other variations based on other things that could help you, such as looking at ethos, pathos, and logos in your essay. Once again, I will go over specific details about those assignments in a different video, but out of homework assignments 8, 9, and 10, you only need to choose one to complete. Just like the other one between homework 6 and 7, you can do all of the homework assignments if you would like to, if you're interested in kind of boosting your grade a little bit beyond. But once again, you only need to complete 2. And if you were kind of aiming for an A before the semester and you're kind of scrambling with all of your other classes, if your grade was basically an A before we went online, and you just do the minimum work in this class, you're most likely going to end up with an A at the end of the class. A good idea for completing extra assignments, so if you wanted to do homework 6, 7, 9, and 10, would be a good idea if you were kind of in the B, C plus range and you want to boost your grade even further. Doing those extra assignments at this time would help your grade. So basically, if you're doing extra stuff in this online version of the semester, it can only help you. It's not really going to hurt you too much, but you do still need to do the minimum in order to kind of just go on by with the grade that you had before we moved online. If there's any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm trying to make it so that you're not really going to be penalized for the stuff that you maybe don't do or miss, or just kind of do the minimum to get by in this part of the semester, because none of you signed up for an online course at the beginning of the semester, so that's kind of unfair. But I am kind of creating it so that if you do want to go above and beyond, it can help you. So keep that in mind. And then in terms of reading responses, so I am getting rid of the rest of the reading responses for this course. A lot of them, especially towards the end of the semester, had to do with reflection and with visual analysis. And since we're not doing those 2 final projects, I don't really want to have you guys responsible for reading that. There is still going to be some reading responses. I'm going to have you choose between 2 reading responses. However, I'm going to do videos based on those readings to kind of scaffold, because usually we do readings in class together, or we talk about them in class together. So I'm going to do videos based on the readings. So even if you don't have access to your textbook or are having trouble understanding what the text is saying, you'll have videos to kind of support that as well. So you only need to complete, or actually I think I have optional reading responses. You can complete those once again if you want to have like an extra boost to your grade, but these are not required anymore. So if you don't want to do reading responses at all, you won't be penalized for not doing either of these, but you can if you would like to. I'm basically just going to be grading like part of your grading contract based on if you've completed 4 out of the 5 reading responses we've already done before moving online. Okay. Participate in rough draft workshop. We did one before our class moved online, so we're not going to have any more of those. Attend one conference. We're not doing in-person conferences anymore, obviously, because of the social distancing stuff going on. But as I said, one of your homework assignments could be to email me and kind of do like an online conference. I'm also available for video conferencing if anyone's interested in that as well. But I'm basically just counting the conference. If you already attended a conference with me, you're good to go. Sustained effort and investment in 2 writing class workshops. We're not doing any more writing class workshops, obviously, because we can't go on campus and be in the computer labs. So basically, I'm just counting if you were at the 2 that were already there, you're awesome, you're good to go. And then revisions to projects. So obviously, we only have one more project left, and that is Project 3C, our research essay. So if you were making revisions, you were attending conferences, you were doing peer review, you're going to be fine. So basically, the major things that you need to complete for the end of the semester are 2 homework assignments and then your final project. So I'm still going to be posting videos and other support materials for you in order to support your success in this class, because I still want you guys to get the most out of this class that you can, even though we are now in an online environment and the world's kind of crazy right now. So if there is any way that I can support you guys, if you need me to mail you physical materials, if you need different ways of communicating with me that don't require internet, any of that kind of thing, please let me know. I know Wayne State is really trying to provide you guys with a bunch of resources, and a lot of other companies and private organizations are doing that kind of stuff as well. So I have a lot of access to that information, so if you need anything, please let me know. Also, I mean, just kind of a sideline note, I am going to be more flexible, obviously, with extensions and meeting deadlines. One of the important things I want to emphasize with the remainder of this course is that we are going to be asynchronous, okay? Asynchronous, what that means is that you're not required to like log on to Canvas at a specific time. So we're all kind of have different schedules because of what's going on. So whether you have to take care of family members, if your job has increased hours, or you're trying to make extra money, whatever the case, or if you're not feeling well, you don't have to log on at a specific time in order to do anything on this class. So basically, as long as you're turning in assignments whenever you can before the end of the semester, I'm most likely going to grade them. I did put deadlines in there just because I would like to be able to give you guys timely feedback so that you have a lot of time to read over those comments and make changes to your essay so that you can get the highest grade possible. So I do have deadlines kind of in there, but as I said, I'm going to be flexible. If you can, and if it's at all possible, it would be really a courtesy to me if you could email and still ask for extensions, or let me know if you're going to be late on something. That just kind of helps me plan my time as well, because I'm, once again, trying to, kind of same as you guys, trying to juggle a bunch of different things, such as teaching, taking care of myself, taking care of my family, and also I'm taking a couple classes too, so I'm trying to still get that work done. Okay, so the remainder of this video, this is going to be really short. It's just kind of going to go over how Canvas looks right now. So right now I have these transition materials to kind of support our transition to online. There's the grading contract right there, online class Q&A discussion board, and then an online teaching quiz. This is just a survey to kind of see where you guys are at in terms of your access to internet, what you expect from this class. If you have access to video software in terms of watching this. I plan on uploading my videos to YouTube, so you should have access through that as well. And then this online Q&A discussion board is basically an open forum to ask questions about assignments. And that if you have any questions about this class or anything else, you can post them here, and I will be checking regularly and responding to questions. So this is kind of just streamlined so that if you have a question that you think might apply to more than yourself, so other people in the class might be thinking the same thing or asking the same thing, you can post it here and I will respond to it. So this is kind of a Q&A process. You can also request peer reviews from your peers as well. Okay, so I'm going to sign off. Expect a number of other videos coming up, and I hope all of you guys are safe and keep it healthy, washing your hands a lot, and I will see you remotely, okay? Have a good one, guys.